Well, it's Saturday evening, August 26th, which means that the Minnesota State Fair will be kicking off soon if you live in this part of the world. And it also means football's right around the corner, so you're
Hmm.
probably feeling like a kid in a candy store or kid around Christmas time right about now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Football's This is my time to shine here. This is going to be exciting, exciting year. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know who's more excited, my son who's hoping to start varsity football in high school for the first time, or you for daily draft analysis. I'm talking with Jay Blaze 39, and this is just an informal try to pick the mind of the master here of how to make good picks within football season and certainly beyond. But now is the time to talk with the pigskin, talk about the pigskin. So, with that in mind, we're into almost our regular season here, kicking off next week. And
Yep.
so yeah, I know that you came back quite late from the big draft party last night, so
Yeah.
everything
Yep.
is well underway.
Yep.
For somebody who's maybe new to your website, um, I'll give you a chance to give your elevator speech about what they can expect from your site, and I thought we'd dive right into it.
Okay. Yeah. What my site is intended for is to educate and help the average player build better lineups and give them the tools necessary to to succeed within it can be a difficult industry and challenging, but it can also be very rewarding. And if a person is smart about it, they can have some major success with it. So, and that's my goal is to help everybody to win and become more knowledgeable players with my help. Because I have the track record of taking down some tournaments and knowing what it takes to produce consistent winning scores.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. From our conversation earlier tonight, I understand that you actually have hit some record-breaking uh, point tallies from some of your picks.
Yeah, in fact, I believe um, the week I won, it was like the second highest, the week in fantasy football history, their DFS history anyway. It's in the top half anyway.
Gotcha.
But I was like 4 points away from that record. So
Fantastic. Now, you had mentioned about wanting to appeal to the average player out there,
hmm
and typically average isn't a word that grabs people's attention. But I don't. When you're saying average, you're not talking about performance. You're talking about something different here. So, tell us a little bit more about the average player that you're looking to appeal to. Are these the big guns out here and the pros, or who
no,
are you looking to talk to
no.
right now?
I'm looking to talk to the average Joes, the people that are doing dabbling with this just to give it a shot, because that's basically what I did. That's how I got my start. I started off with $50, and I've made that last and for 2+ years, and also within that, winning some life changing money, and taking down some major tournaments and appearance in the live final, playing against the pros. So what my audience, what I'm trying to appeal to is the 9 to 5 guys that are working a regular job, but they have a passion for sports, they have a passion for football. They've been playing fantasy football for a while, and they kind of want to take that next step.
Gotcha.
And they want to try their, they think they're pretty good at playing fantasy football, which they probably are. I just want to help them with that next level.
Gotcha. So going from maybe taking first, second place in the office pool to maybe getting into a step up and up in their game a bit,
or even just winning consistent cash games with or just a side, almost like a side job. If a person just wants have a little bit of extra spending money or something to do with as a side job, this is perfect for it.
Great.
Yeah.
And from what you're saying, you started with $50, and 2 years later, you're still moving along on that investment, and it's growing little by little. So I mean, it's a doable. You're proving that this is a doable thing.
Yes, it is, and I've played other sports also, and but my bread and butter is football, and that's I'm making this a full-time endeavor to because this is where my passion is my fantasy sports is my passion now. It's always been my passion, but it's that's what I want to do full time.
Gotcha.
And this is a way to help others if reach that goal if that's what their desire is.
Great. So our listeners are interested. It's like, hey Jay, I'm there. I'm ready to take this next step. So I got a list of questions here, and for future recordings we can actually start gathering up those questions and bring them through. But right now I just had a few off the top of my head. You've spoken about being a contrarian voice out there, and that you're not going to be blowing smoke toward people. Tell me a little bit about what you see out in the industry, some of the noises, some of the voices that are out there, and what it is that you're going to bring that's going to help this player take it to the next level.
What I bring, what I see out there is a lot of these so-called lineup sellers that just trying to make a quick buck. They're just trying to trick their audience into not thinking they don't have to do any work. This takes work, to get better. You can't just pop in hey, this lineup, here, and it's guaranteed to win. It doesn't work that way. I want to teach the process of building. What type of things go into building a lineup instead of just giving them the answers. I want to teach them. And what sets me apart is every week I'll be doing a podcast and breaking down each game, and I'm actually going to be explaining who to play and why, and having maybe some names that are a little off than the mainstream, and picking games where you can separate yourself. And these are actual picks that I make myself, not ones that are just thrown out there by the the big industry pros out there who have no intention of playing those people. They're throwing people off by throwing out, hey, I like this guy, but they don't actually use those guys.
Gotcha.
So, they lead people to down a road that it's like you're chasing your tail. And I don't want to do that to my audience. I want to give them the facts, and I want to give them the truth. There's a lot of different ways to go about building lineups, and it's you got to have correlation with everything.
Mm-hmm.
You think of this process of building a lineup like you're building a jigsaw puzzle. What pieces fit together? And that's the way I look at things. And how obviously you gotta take a realistic look of who can maximize the points, who has the most upside, who has the lowest, the highest floor, meaning, which means, even on a bad day, this person, gets a certain amount of points. That's their floor.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have an amount that can at least put you in position to get some of these big scores.
Right, right. So, speaking is probably a little bit below the level where most of our audience is at, but for any total newcomers here, it's to go out and just pick the superstar names.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to work.
No,
that's not going to be the most points per se.
Right.
That's where the contrarian view comes in, and so you're looking for the unsung heroes, maybe is a way of saying it. Those that have a lot of promise, but they're not followed by all the everybody out there. We talk about the stock performer that flies under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for the same kind of in the fantasy sports.
Mm-hmm.
So
Finding that diamond in the rough.
Exactly. So tell me a little bit about how you go about. What are some of the things that you look at? You had mentioned finding a jigsaw puzzle. What things fit together here? So, for instance, say you've got an opening for a running back, and you've got X number of salary or whatnot, and you know you're going to bypass the obvious. Tell your audience a little bit about some of the factors that you're going into choosing. This running back from Cleveland, for instance, versus a running back from another spot. I'm just picking some random ideas here, but
Mm-hmm.
what's some of the thought process that goes into that?
Well, what I do is I'll start basically the bottom up. I'll pick my main, who the guys are that I think are going to be the most popular. I mean, maybe just a tier below that, not the most popular,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll hear people touting different names. So and there's you don't take the most expensive guy. A lot of times the salary restraints won't allow that. But I'll start maybe with I don't even start with a quarterback. I start with a within this, I'll pick my running back first, who I think is going to have the most upside.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll pair them up with my defense.
Okay.
Okay? Because if there's and I'll usually pick a game where there's going to be, it's kind of a lopsided matchup based on the Vegas point totals or point spreads. Vegas plays a big role in this, on who they think is going to be the biggest disparity when it comes to a point spread. So, and what you do is you take your running back from that team, and then take that defense, because what that does is, say that a team that's supposed to have a big lead, they're going to be probably ahead quite a bit. which is going to lead to some, just milking the clock, and then be opportunities for the running back to run out this clock at the end of the game. He'll just the ground and pound. They'll just just keep feeding him the ball, and he'll just keep racking up points. Hopefully,
or yards.
Yards, yeah. Well, it equates to points.
Right.
And then also, what that does to the team that's losing is they're gonna be passing the ball a lot, and which leads to chances for or opportunities for interceptions, and scoring opportunities for your defense. Then I will take maybe a receiver from that same game, from the losing team, from that team that's supposed to be losing.
Okay.
Because what's going to happen is the correlation there is they're going to be throwing the ball a lot, right? So, and their number one receiver is going to have a lot of targets. It's which is going to have more opportunity, which could lead to having a field day with points. And if so, I mean, it's kind of a double edge there. I mean, yeah, you're going against with that receiver with the defense, but you're getting both ends of it.
Yeah.
Because the points you just give up for your defense can be made up by a chance for a defensive touchdown or a fumble recovery or interception or. So then I'll take that, and then I'll take my quarterback and receiver from maybe a different game and pair them up, or my quarterback and the tight end, depending on the matchup. And then to fill out like the flex player. This is referring to DraftKings, which doesn't include a kicker. I know on FanDuel you include a kicker, and it's a little bit different strategy there. With FanDuel you want to probably just take the safest kicker out there and pair them with your defense.
Okay.
But on DraftKings you got this flex player, and it could be a running back, tight end, or a receiver, and what you do is you take the latest game in the slate, and you pick somebody that's gonna stand out. Or maybe that's where you take that chance. Maybe a guy that only gets a couple opportunities, but he's a big play guy, and you hope for that home run. You hope that he hits, 3 passes for 2 touchdowns. I mean, or he catches 2 touchdowns on like 5 catches. And you try to catch that lightning in a bottle kind of thing with that guy. That's kind of your diamond in the rough. Okay. Another thing is you can take your third receiver and pair them with your there's some teams that have the kick returner is a receiver also, and he's not just a kick returner, he's also a receiver. You can pair them with that same defense. That way everything matches together.
So
that's one way of doing it.
Yeah. Well, for the interest of our audience here, there's going to be a lot more great tips coming along the way. Definitely keep checking in. DailyDraftAnalysis.com. JBlaze39 has made some life-changing money. Has really demonstrated that he knows what he's talking about, and already you've shared with us some great ideas of looking beyond the obvious and just using a lot of common sense wisdom, but to create winning combinations. And the beauty of fantasy sports is the fact that you can have a strength and a weakness on the same. You can cash in on both sides of that coin.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the great advantage that everyone's going to have when they're able to sign up and join up on dailydraftanalysis.com, and we're looking forward to hearing a lot more about some of your insights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That sounds great, and I'm here to help anybody that has questions. And
how does someone get a hold of you, Jay, if they are stuck at the 11th hour and need to put in that last pick?
You can tweet me at jblaze39, I'd be happy to answer your questions, or they can email me at jblaze39 at dailydraftanalysis.com, and I'll answer as many as I can. And I'm always available to help. So by all means, sign up, and it'll be well worth the money. And you also get, when you sign up, you do get a month free just to try it out, see how you like it. And then it's just $15 a month after that, and which is way cheaper than what the big boys charge. Some of those are charging $40, $50, even $60 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't. A lot of those are selling crap. So, if you want straight talk and just real common sense advice, you've come to the right place, and feel free to sign up.
All right, dailydraftanalysis.com. This is jblaze39, and we wish you all the best luck for opening football weekend.
All right, thank you.
Cool.